you have a new song out that you
Yeah.
just dropped, State of the Union.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
State of the Union, Shut the Fuck Up.
Produced by DJ
Yeah.
Premier.
Yeah.
Damn, y'all sound good together, by the way.
Tour buddy. And we were on the tour last year at God's a Rap, traveling throughout all of Europe. And we knew we were kin spirits, but even found out we were more kin spirits around 12 midnight. I might have ate something in the lobby past my eating time. You know, Premier tells me, yeah, take one of these. And he introduced me to Tums. I didn't know what the Tums are. I mean, Tums, Rolaids, but I never knew what it was. He said, oh yeah, you take one of these and make it better if you eat late and can't sleep. You got to get up early. And so every time I have a signal to Primo, I go knocking on his door at like 1 a.m. and his room looks like mine, lit up with computers. He's cutting beats, a radio show. In my room, I'm writing lyrics. I got radio shows and inner networks, doing artwork. And we're both doing the same thing at 1:53 in our respective rooms, 1:53 a.m. And that's when I knew and he knew that we were lifers, man, 24-hour-a-day guys. And no flash or fanfare, just about the work, man. And I knew that about him. He knew that about me, but really knowing that about each other, it was a kinship that got really stronger because we're the same dude in ways, And coincidentally, today, earlier this week, Premier's mother passed away.
Oh, I heard about that, yeah.
And her wake is today on Juneteenth. And
yeah.
His spirit about it is just somewhere else. It's high. Because he feels that as, and I don't want to speak for him, but his mother has joined his father, who are the lights of his life, and it was something. And the way he looks at it is like, it's all in the right spirit.
Yeah.
So, it's a beautiful, beautiful dude.
Well, you have a new album also, Loud Is Not Enough.
Yes, Loud Is Not Enough. Enemy Radio is like it's the sound system component of Public Enemy. There's no new members. It's members within. Jahi was enlisted like 15 years ago. I mean, he's an educator in the Bay Area. He's from Cleveland. Met him in 1999. Recruited him in the whole Open Up Public Enemy shows. Stellar MC. He also comes from the training grounds, really a harder training ground, KRS-One. So he's worked with Chris. He's also worked with us. And so he's always been on the peripheral and has already had a 20-year career of his own. So Jahi is he's an amazing dude. And there's 4 guys in the Public Enemy thing, which is like 30 people. A lot of times people say, oh, there's Chuck, there's Flav. I remember Terminator X and they Griff, and then they stop.
That's it.
They stop at 4 or 5. I'm like, you ain't seen this dude. Like James Bond has been there since 1987. The same dude who looks the same. And I'm like, people are like, well, I don't know him. So we don't leave it up for anybody else to define who we are. But you also have to have an understanding. This is what people, if they're going to cut it off at 4 or 5, then that's what they do. That doesn't make us cut it. I got to deal with 30 people. So Enemy Radio is the components, DJ Lord, who replaced DJ Terminator X in 99. So Lord has been with Public Enemy 21 years. And so Lord, Kari Wynn, the guitarist, has been there since 2002. Griff recruited him into the group. These guys have been around 18, 20 years. So we're starting to have conversations that sound like Leonard Skinner and, well, what's the with Van Halen, there's Hager and David.
Yeah.
You go through these intervals of all these different parts and players, and
Queen has a new lead singer.
We're in that realm. Or I look at this like sometimes, like DJ Lord is one of the most vicious turntablists of all time. He's the millennial side of PE since 99, and he's been here 21 years. And he is a turntablist of high regard. I look at him as quarterbacks. It's like Terminator is the Joe Montana. And Lord is like the Michael Vick or whoever
Well, speaking of Terminator X, as I was going through, my research, I found that, and you can tell me whether this is true or not, that in 1998, Terminator X retired from Public Enemy to focus full time on raising African black ostriches. on his farm.
Yes, I don't want to speak for Norm, but yes, he tried that for a couple of years, and it wasn't ostriches; it was emus.
Emu. Okay,
So
sorry.
emus in North Carolina.
In North Carolina,
And you know,
right.
and I kind of like begged Terminator. I said, "Yo, dude, why retire now?" Da 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 da. He's
Yeah,
like, "Nah,
Public
you know
Enemy's
what?"
cool, but it's really about these emus right now.
But no, listen. You go around the world, endless tours. You doing your thing, and then it's like all of a sudden, other things start to, it was burnout, and he was just
Yeah.
like, you know what, let me do my thing, and he says somebody had told him that emus were an industry, the eggs, the meat. And so he did for a while have his emu ostrich farm in North Carolina. But he also said a couple years later they were wiped away with Hurricane Andrew.
Oh, okay.
That hurricane destroyed everything in its path. So that was, kind of like one of those things. But Terminator started having the hip hop bug back in 2014, after the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Mm.
And trying to figure out ways to work with him. It's like having the two quarterbacks. It's the Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers type of thing where, and I worked with Terminator on Rap Station on my And You Don't Stop radio show. He's done the mix for a decade. So I look forward to doing some things later on this year or whenever he wants me to do something, me and him one-on-one. That'll be a great time. But yeah, it's a big, large family.
Yeah.
I dig them all, but it's a family, bro. It's a family.
Well, on the album, on Loud Is Not Enough, my favorite song on there is STD,
Yeah,
Slavery Transmitted Disease.
right,
And I was trying to remember where I heard that before. And when I did an interview with Jalen Rose,
right,
he said that
right.
in his
Okay.
interview. So we actually titled it that. He said the N-word is an
Yeah,
STD,
slavery transmitted disease.
I'm assuming that other people have said that before. I don't think he made that up.
I don't think I've heard that before.
That's one of my idols. Chuck D is like listening to his music back in the day is like just so dope. And still to this day, still selling out shows across the world.
Yeah.
I noticed when I responded, I had some people hitting me back trying to question our motives. I'm like, So first off, I can say and not say what I want. That's my opinion. That's one. Two, I understand the power in words and how your tongue is a sword. And he used the term that I loved, that in vocabulary, it represents an STD, slavery transmitted disease. Because now we just want to hold on to the word so much and take so much pride in, yeah, I used it. Can't nobody tell me I can't use it. And that's fine. But if you've ever been to a concert and a lot of these artists is going platinum, double platinum, and triple platinum, there are a lot of different people buying their music.
Sing along.
And they're singing along.
I had to write the song about it. So
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe somebody else said it before.
Maybe subconsciously you
Yeah,
heard it before.
maybe I picked it up and maybe somebody could get me for plagiarism or on what they said in the conversation. I wrote the song about it, but I always considered that. Although in this time of the last 4 years, I probably said if I did use the word liberally, it's probably a word that I would use for so many white people that's out there acting the goddamn fool. It's that they're designating themselves to be called that as opposed to calling, black folk that. So I just, move it to the side and you can't get rid of words, Black. But, you should choose when and why and how to say them because it's a word. We're not going to talk about the removal of the word, but there's a right place and a right time. It's what you call pool room conversation. You don't use pool room conversation in the middle of places where it's not appropriate. So I come from a time where things were appropriate in its circles and things outside its circles is considered inappropriate. I mean, we're grown folks, man, especially after 18 years old. Grown folks should do whatever they feel they have to do. Like, I'm not the preacher. I'm not a priest going by like, the moral compass. But I do know that, if you're going to live and coexist and live with people, people got to understand that, they're not living alone and you're in another person's space. And I don't know if it took this international referendum and pandemic to tell people, now you guys got to pay attention to social distancing. Some people wanted social distancing for a long damn time.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in a different place, and OGs have a responsibility to be in their lane. And I feel that as an OG, be ready to counsel, be ready to advise. Don't always think that you got to lead. I think we're in a country and a nation and a hemisphere that does not encourage younger adults to take leadership. MTV and Viacom, I blame them for years for extending teenage years to 35.
Okay, I can see where you're going with this.
Vlad, we ain't getting to how old you are, but if a person's 21
I'm 46.
You're 46.
Yeah,
all right.
It's out there.
You got people, when they turn 21, they think there's no way in hell they're going to buy a house.
Yeah.
Until they're 46. That's half-ass backwards. That's a disrespect to young adults. When they turn 18, they finish high school, which used to give them trades to go into a working world and to go be able to go to a bank and get a loan and buy a house if they aspired. And even if they had, all right, if it's one parent, okay, it's harder. Two parents, they could group up and get the house for $46,000. My parents grouped up, teamed up to get the house that's in my family for 51 years back in '69 for $24,000. That house is now worth, because of inflation, $250,000, $300,000 or whatever the hell. How the hell is a young person going to say, I want to get my own home? Be in an apartment for 20, 30 years and then you're 50? It's like, so this system has failed young people into thinking that young people are youth instead of young people are adults and leaders. Old people should get the fuck up out of the way naturally so they could, okay, you know what? I'm in my ease back years.
Mm-hmm.
Come to me, get some advice. I'll give you some counsel, but I ain't going to be 30. I ain't going to live in your body. So I'm here if you need me. But that got twisted up in the last 40 years. In the Black community, some of the things that destroyed the generational tier respect was the drug game in the 80s. Before that, you had a tier game where younger aspired to older. You got the rites of passage. You had to come up through somebody above. But the destruction during the 70s, the infiltration, and especially in the Northeast or spread around the country, the money, the guns, the drama, the game, and crack coming out of cocaine, going into all kinds of wildness in the 80s, destroyed the tier respect, which has never, ever returned. See, a lot of times when people come to you and I watch the shows, I say, you know what? They didn't have to do this interview, but they're trying to build their brand. But you're in control of, you're owner to what you think. You're a slave to what you say. And when you tell, somebody that, it says, look, you're going to talk to a network that will benefit with your art, and you will benefit from them enhancing whatever you're bringing to the table.
Right.
You're having a respectful conversation, but we're in a time where people, I got to do it because, Vlad got, 8 million viewers and, this could be good for my brand and I could get my money up. I'm like, right there, you lose.
Yeah. I mean, and it's something that you have to keep doing. Like you do the first, you do a Vlad TV interview, you have to follow it up with something of substance, whether it's an album or a movie or your comedy or whatever it is.
I'm talking to you as, like I said, with Sally Talks and we've been talking for years. I'm not here to sell anything. I'm here to have a conversation. It's a teachable moment, critical moment. We've been seeing a lot of different things across the last 10 years. And you'll ask me and I'll ask you. I said, what do you think, Chuck? I said, I don't know, bro. We got to let that play out.
I'm not touching that one.